goddamn phone, man. Yo, Still Bills, what's the deal, man? I just got off the clock. Pretty lengthy day at work. It's a little hot out here. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, a little hot. I'm finally heading home now, man. Ain't no AC, wasn't no AC on the truck. Ah, man, like I'm ready to get home, man, and kick my feet up. But peep game, man, we got to get into this shit, man. This weekend big fight, man. Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. I'm not a nigga who beats around the bush and builds up to the punchline. I don't have that type of oratory ability in me, man. I'll just get that shit to you guaranteed raw, live and uncut, man. And I'm gonna just come out and say it. I don't see how somebody like Teofimo Lopez is gonna be able to deal with somebody like a Josh Taylor. Teofimo Lopez's best attributes at 135 pounds was a combination of his skill and his size. He had the power, to offset some of the, the inabilities in his skill, and he had enough skill to exemplify his power. You know what I'm saying? So if he is losing in an exchange or whatever, he had a big enough punching power to where he could step on you and get rid of you. The shots he was landing on niggas at 135 pounds, outlining them in chalk, he's landing those same shots on catch up at 140 pounds. And he has to go through the gears in order for the shots to actually put a dent in. Teofimo Lopez's game is he's a natural counter puncher, man. I think that might be his best attribute. At this point in time, is his counter punching. I can't even say his power anymore, because the power is not. It's not what it once was. It's not what it once was. So now you have to rely on counter punch, man. He's not a volume puncher. He was able to punch in volume with someone like Lomachenko because he saw he's not countering anything that I'm throwing. So I'm gonna just stay on his ass. In any other situation, he's only putting 1 or 2 punches together, and occasionally 3. So he's not a nigga who's gonna go out there and get you 4. He's not no Williams Zepeda or nobody like that. So it's like, what exactly do you have to thwart the forward progression of a Josh Taylor? And Josh Taylor is a dude who can do it both. He can fight in the pocket, he can fight at mid-range, and he can tap dance from the outside and walk you into shots. His knockout victory over O'Hara Davies was off a catch and shoot counter. I think those are the best counter. I think Lomachenko at 135 pounds, I think those were the best. He played catch and shoot the best. So what is it that Teofimo brings to the table to be able to thwart a Josh Taylor? We ain't even got to go into the mental aspect of it, man, because you can see clear as day he's mentally unraveling. Because in that sit down, he got to talk about, do I still got it? Like, I got to give the people something new to talk about, and do I still got it? Like, bro, no, that's not what you meant, bro. We know what time it is. We know what it is that you meant, because you knew for a fact that that was a fight that you should have lost against Sandor Martin. So you have a dude like Sandor Martin who's capable of tap dancing from the outside and walking you into punches and shit like that. You have somebody who has that skill set. Amplify, but no offensive firepower. And he was able to drop him twice off of well-timed punches. Catch you coming in, check right hook, spin out. You look at somebody like Josh Taylor, and mind you complained about Nakatani. We're not fighting no more tall people. Josh Taylor is the same. He's eye to eye with Nakatani. So he's eye to eye with Nakatani, and his offensive arsenal that he has in his disposal, that he has at his disposal, far usurps that of a Nakatani. He has a jab. He has the uppercuts. He has the lead hooks. He has all of these punches in his repertoire. He has all of these punches. And it's not like it's just, he's feather fit. No, he's putting niggas on their ass. He didn't knock out Regis. He plunging that dude though. And Regis did the same to him. Dropped Jose Ramirez twice. What is it that Teofimo can possibly do to win this fight? Because I'm seeing people talk about a knockout. I'm like, on what and how? You couldn't drop, God. The most damage you did to Sandor Martin was a head clash. You didn't cut that man up by way of a shot, a punch landing. No, it was a head clash. Josh Taylor, like, I don't know what it is with these motherfuckers. He's making fun of him. The Scott Mike, you and your Scottish kilt, like your skirt. It's funny. but you're insulting him. So what happens when it's like, all right, cool, you need somebody to accommodate you and stand right here in the pocket with you to counter, you know, so you can counterpunch him. All right, bet. I'm a acquiesce you. I'm a acquiesce you. What happens when someone is putting their body weight, you know, putting their body weight on you and forcing you to back up? What happens? Because that's what he did. He did that to Jose Ramirez. He did that shit to goddamn O'Hara Davies. He did that shit to Regis, where he's putting his body weight on you. He's smacking you across the face, splitting the guard with the uppercut, looping the right hands, looping the left hands, catching you behind that pocket while your guard is up in the peekaboo stance. You don't fight like this in the clinch. Your hands is up. Even Floyd's hands is up in the pocket. What happens when he starts putting punches together on you? And not only is he doing that, he's putting his body weight on you, forcing you to fight. You're trying. When you fight in the pocket, man, your back leg is always going to be your anchor leg. So when you don't want to give up ground, you put that much more weight on your anchor leg so you can hold. You know, you can stand your ground, and they don't force you to back up. It's a, that's a mental thing, or it's like, just some motherfucker putting their weight on you. I don't want you to show that you're mentally breaking me, you dig? Or somebody, they're catching you and you got to back up a little bit to regroup and go, rethink and re-strategize your entry. What happens when Josh Taylor starts putting all that excess weight on Teofimo Lopez and it's forcing him to fight? Is Teofimo better in the pocket than a Josh Taylor? I don't think so. He's not sharper than Josh Taylor. He's not a bigger puncher than Josh Taylor. He's not as skilled as Josh Taylor. And you're pissing him off, trying to throw the little funny accent in there, mate, and talk about, the little kilts that he be wearing. Now, granted, oh, this motherfucker right here, I hate him back. Now, granted, us up here in North America, yeah, nigga, you want a skirt, bro, that's some buster shit. But our culture is different from theirs. You're poking fun at their culture. He's not feeling that shit. Now he's in a position where, I get to punish you on top. Why is all these niggas calling me? This is 2 consecutive calls back to back. Nigga, the fuck. If someone called me, if they call me again, I'm gonna have to answer the phone. Cause I don't know who this is. I look like a familiar number, but I don't know. You can hang up now. All right, we good now. But that's insulting to them, man. While you said that you clapping at it, their heritage and their lineage and everything. All right, cool. You're pissing them off. You can see in his face like you playing games, dog. Like I'm coming in here to retire you. Teofimo can't counterpunch with Josh Taylor. He's gonna be way out of range when he goes to counterpunch with Josh Taylor. If Josh Taylor doubles up the jab, you're not out of range of the second jab that's coming. You may be able to step back off the first one, but what happens to the second one? What happens when he starts switch hitting on you? What happens when he starts giving you these different looks that you're not accustomed to dealing with? Look at the pressure. When Lomachenko started putting pressure on him, he looked like a deer in the headlights. And this is with a much smaller guy. Josh Taylor, if he continues his career for another 10 years, he could fuck around and end up at least 154 pounds. He could become a 3-division champ. If his power and his gas tank carries him up through the divisions, yeah, I can definitely see that. Because I think he shows more skill and arsenal than a lot of cats up there in the higher weights. Definitely. And he has the dimensions to go up there, man. What are you gonna do? How are you going to offset the offensive firepower of a Josh Taylor? That's my. What is Teofimo gonna do to win this fight? That's my thing. You can't counter with him. In the situation you start doing, you catch and shoot counters, he can get on the outside and pump the jab. That's the best part of your game. You don't even have the feet to stay in front of anybody or cut off the ring properly. You could not find Sandor Martin. I don't think Josh Taylor's feet is as fast as Sandor Martin, but because, But it doesn't have to be, because he has the offensive output. I don't have to get out of the way. I don't have to stay. I don't have to keep distance between me and my opponent. I don't have to do that. These hands will do that. I don't have to rely on my feet to get me out of the way. I can rely on my hands to pop you and gain your respect and force you to rethink your entry and your advancement. That's the that's the upside of having heavy hands. Josh Taylor don't need to just tap dance on you. He pop you in your face and oh, hold on. You got to be that much more cognizant of the shot that's coming at you. And you talking about you want to kill somebody, like, bro, I want to kill Josh Taylor. Like, bro, what the fuck is... I don't know if people know real killers, man, and how that shit afflicts them. Oh, man, he turning. That ain't something that a lot of these cats is proud of, man. The nightmares and just the mind fucks that they go through, knowing that they done sent the nigga to the upper room prematurely. That ain't something that you want on your heart, especially when you're talking about sports. If it's a nigga that's creeping on you, all right, yeah, you want to get that nigga out the way, because at that time it's either me or you. But even in that case, a lot of times it's like, yo, I just can't believe I did that shit. Watching a nigga eyes roll in the back of his head and he stopped breathing. That is some abnormal shit to look at and witness in the, just as a human being. That's some abnormal shit. Your average motherfucker don't want to know what that shit is like. But according to you, you want to kill Josh Taylor. And you know, like, bro, and as you're saying this to put yourself in, like, getting yourself a mental edge over him, like, it's pissing him off. Because it's like, it ain't even sport no more. Josh Taylor ain't said nothing about killing you. He's like, I'm going to retire you. You talk about killing me. You talking about killing me while I'm talking about retiring you. This is a nah, bro. Nigga. And it's like, a lot of times it's like you're not even serious. You kind of got this half-ass smirk on your face, kind of like it's trolling. It's coming off as trolly. Like, you trolling is like, yeah, just I'm the best, I'm the biggest in showbiz, I'm the more accomplished. You keep talking about you undisputed. You have never been undisputed. You have never been that. And you keep going on as if you was never undisputed, my guy. So I just want to know what exactly can Teofimo present to Josh Taylor that he hasn't, that's going to rattle him. You're not a fighter like Jack Catterall, who wraps up a lot. You're not Regis, because you're not a dude who likes to fight in the pocket like that. You're a counterpuncher, and you're gonna be out of range to counterpunch him effectively. So you would have to rely on your catch and shoot counters in the pocket, but you don't even have the strength to keep somebody like a Josh Taylor off you, or be able to withstand that type of pressure. To where when he starts putting his body weight on you, you can counterattack that with your strength, and you're pushing him back, so it's a tug of war in the middle of the ring in the pocket. And in the situation you do have that, his power is proven up there, yours isn't. So we come right back to this. What exactly do you have at your disposal to offset Josh Taylor's offensive repertoire? And the answer is none, bro. You don't have it for Josh Taylor. I'm sorry. You don't have it for Josh Taylor. How do you come out victorious in this fight? You couldn't cut off Sandor Martin. You couldn't cut the ring off of Sandor Martin. But you're going to cut the ring off of Josh Taylor. Good luck with that. Sandor Martin's counterpunching and his timing was enough to thwart any positive attribute you had going into that fight. You never even dropped it. You hit the canvas twice. But you're going to deal with somebody who's a puncher with the same skill set as a Sandor Martin. When he wants to have that. 'Cause Josh Taylor's a dude who he likes to fight. He likes to get right up on you. I bet, here we are. I'm just saying, man, I salute you for taking this fight. I definitely salute you, because this is, you're not scared of the big fights. I respect that shit. I respect that. I'm not even mad about you passing up on Arnold Barboza. I think, you've been calling out Josh Taylor since you was at 135 pounds, you and your pops. And after his last performance, you feel like it's sweet up there. And now that you should be fully acclimated into the division, you done had 2 fights up there to his 1. You've had 2 fights up there to his 1 in the past year. You fully acclimated into the division. I salute it. I salute it. I salute what it is that you're doing. But how do you offset Josh Taylor in his repertoire? How do you do that? I don't see how, bro. I don't see it being nothing that you have that you can. Well, Josh Taylor doesn't do this. And Teofimo has that too. No, you don't have better feet than Josh Taylor. You don't have the heavier hands. You could have the counter punching if it was more on an even playing field. If you could slip to the inside and throw that shit, yeah, you could, yeah. Instead of step backs and pull counters, he's gonna be out of range for you. You're gonna be out of range for you to capitalize on the pull. Bro, you're not. There's no upside for you here. The only upside is Josh Taylor is possibly draining himself to make this weight. That's possibly the only upside here that I can think of. But if you get a healthy Josh Taylor, there is nothing you can do with this dude, bro. There's nothing you can do with this dude. You keep talking about you need to move trainers, that's a sign of weakness and blah, blah, blah. Your dad has had you looking pedestrian since the Lomachenko win. You looked horrible with goddamn Cambosos, and your dad keeps saying, knock him out, bro. No, it's no proper instruction in the corner or nothing. Nothing. There's no adjustments to be made. Josh Taylor is a swift army now. He's one of the better boxers, more well-rounded boxers in the sport. You're just not, dog. You're not. You was great at 135 pounds because of the combination of size and skill. The little bit where you lacked in skill, your power made up for it. You were skilled enough to get the power off and get somebody to respect your power. You have that. You do not have that going into this fight. Sorry, not sorry. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. I can't wait for it. But I just don't see a scenario with you where you could win, because he has every skill set that you have plus some, and he's bigger than you, and his power is proven. That's how I'm feeling about it, man. I'm going in the house to figure out what me and my babies want to eat, man. So let me know if I'm wilding, man, or if I'm on to something. Y'all be easy. Deuces.